Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Lakeburg Legacies. When we left off in the previous episode, we had a death, divorces, and remarriages. So life is definitely moving along in Lakeburg. I was a little bit surprised by the fact that one of our bakers, Raymonda, the evil one, she died. And I kind of thought she was going to hang around a little bit longer. I think Marie's been around more years than Raymonda has. So the fact that Marie seems to be going strong and Raymonda kind of just left all of a sudden, and the fact that I think she was single because her husband died not too long ago. So yeah, now there is a vacancy in terms of the houses we have. We do have a house in our second district next to the Frost family that is empty. So if we are recruiting anyone, or if one of our young girls ages up into a woman, then we'll be able to move her in. So things have been happening. And then the 2 divorces that we had, and the remarriages. Let me try and see if I remember who the heck got divorced. Hold on a second. So Margaret was with who? Margaret was with, I think... Hold on a second. Was she with Emmerich? No. Emmerich was with Emelina. Margaret, who the heck were you with? I do not remember. Was she with the rat trainer, maybe? Actually, Margaret is our carpenter, wasn't she? I think she was married to Oliver the rat trainer, and their relationship, it was a loveless marriage. It just wasn't working out. They divorced, and then I think the other one to divorce was Rowan. Rowan left Carla, I think. So Carla ended up marrying Oliver. Rowan ended up marrying Emelina. And now Margaret is on her own. Also, I was kind of curious about the different couples and the chances they had of having a baby, especially the household that didn't already have a child. And guys, I realized, hold on a second, before I get to that, I realized that Randall is the youngest kid, or the youngest person we have that was born in Lakeburg, and he was born 5 years ago. We have not had a baby in 5 years, which is kind of wild. But guys, there is news. There are rumors in town. We actually have 3 pregnancies. That's right. I was going through the houses, checking up, and there were storks in 3 houses. One of them took me by flippin' surprise. So the first household that actually is expecting a baby is the Korb family. That's right. Colette Korb and Emmerich are expecting a baby. Colette is the mother of Valerius, who's married to Anne. Yeah, she's 56 years old, guys. 56, and she's having her second baby. The next household was the Winterbourne family. So Manon Winterbourne, our lumberjack, and Christoph Black Widow Mason, they are having a baby, which is exciting. And the third household was actually the Ashendale family, who have recently moved in. So Esmeralda Ashendale, who is unemployed, and her husband Eldrick, who is a hunter, they are expecting a baby. And I think they're expecting a baby probably in around, I think, 9 months, something like that. But I was just going through the households and I saw a stork. 19 days. So Colette's having a baby in 19 days. And then we have the Winterbourne family. They're having a baby in 19 days. Oh my goodness. And I don't know why I had 9 months in my head. And then the Ashendales, 5 months and 20 days. So we're gonna have 3 kids who are very similar in age, which is kind of wild. And I think great, because we definitely need a bit of a boost in our population. 100% for sure. Okay, that aside, let's see, anything happening with age ups? Nathan needed another mentor. That's right. Nathan, Raymonda was his mentor. He's only got a year left before he ages up into a young adult, but still, he wants to be a baker. Yes, his aspirations haven't changed. So what I'm going to do, actually, Eloise is the only one that can take on an apprentice. So, hold on a second. Nathan, hold on, Nathan, can we get you out of here, my boy? Nathan, can we move you, Nathan? Okay, there we go. So Nathan is going to be trained, or his last year of training is going to be finished off by Eloise, who is skilled enough to teach him, thank goodness. But I feel like this might be a little bit, I don't know, maybe odd? I'm not entirely sure. Because Eloise and Nathan essentially apprenticed at the same time. It's just that Eloise is a couple of years older than him, and she recently got a job, so now she is finishing off his training, but they were apprentices together from the very beginning. Fascinating. But yeah, she is going to, I think this is actually a good transition for her, because she just started working at the bakery. It might be a heavy responsibility to take on a 6-year-old child and then have to train them for many years before, they become a young adult, especially because Eloise herself is so young. However, Nathan, this is going to be good experience for her, since it's only going to be like a year of training that she has to give to Nathan. And she's kind of continuing the training that Raimonda had been giving Nathan this whole time. Okay, well, Nathan, I am glad for you. So that's done and dusted. And then what do we have? I think that's pretty much all. Margaret is single, we do know. Esmeralda has high aspirations that we cannot help with. So she is just going to stay at home and wait for her baby to be born. But okay, let's get time going and see what happens with... Oh, there we go. Hold on a second. Yes, we lost some of our prestige because we don't have a sovereign. The Corb family welcomes in little baby Mabel. Is this a little girl? So she has her father's hair, her mother's skin and eyes. She wants to be, oh, look at that, a teacher, gatherer, or treasurer. So I discovered that at the Harvester's, what is it? This thing we have, the Harvester's Barn. Apparently the gatherers work there. So Mabel already has aspirations to be a gatherer or a treasurer, which is very, very nice. But she is a little girl, so the Corb family name is going to continue. Look at that. Colette, late in life, but she, continued her bloodline. This baby, however, is very shy, which I don't know why shy should be a bad thing. I feel like that's a, I don't know, neutral trait. It's an okay trait. She's shy, but she's got clubfoot. Darn it. Okay, the little baby has clubfoot, but I guess she's more of a, an intelligent sort of child. And then let's take a look at her preferences. She likes divination, silver and gold, and treats. She does not like muscles, painting, and public executions. Okay, I'm getting the vibe that she doesn't like anything physical. Maybe because of a clubfoot. Doesn't like anything physical. But she's got an average relationship with her parents so far. Slightly better with her mother. She's got 56% with her mother and 55% with her father. Hopefully this, gets better as she gets older. But look at that. Emmerich and Colette had a little girl. I feel like Emmerich would feel like his decision to leave Emelina was a good one, because not only did he get stability with Colette, but he was able to have a family with Colette. Okay. Well, we had that. And then Eloise and Oliver. So our newest baker and the rat trainer do not like each other. They have developed a bit of a rivalry. Okay. And then, well, meanwhile, that's been happening on one front. But also, Eloise and Nathan, who she's training, they've actually become friends. You know what? I am happy for... Am I looking at the right... I'm sure I'm looking at the right thing, right? Oh, that's right. Okay, I think this means Nathan has grown up, because he's not over here anymore. So Eloise trained Nathan in his last year, and because they're probably really close together in age, they developed a bit of a friendship. And so now that he is a young man himself, he gets along well with Eloise, and is probably grateful to her for finishing off his training. That is so nice. But let's take a look at Nathan. Oh my goodness, Nathan. he looks a lot more like his father now that he's older. But actually, I feel like I don't know, he looks like a good blend of his parents. The red hair is definitely impactful. Definitely impactful. He's got like his father's face shape, but I think his mother's eye color. Oh, sorry, his father's eye shape, but his mother's eye color. And then the mother's hair color. But he's got the styling of his dad. Look at that go. Look at that though. Look at that. Okay, so Nathan is our crafty sort of guy. Let's take a look at his personality. So he is aesthetic, a coward, and funny. I don't know if we've had anyone that's funny. He's also nimble, so he's kind of got good, like genetic traits. But he still wants to be a baker. And we do have a vacancy at the bakery. Perfect. Perfect. It's kind of grim because he's taking the vacancy of his dead mentor, but you know, I think it's pretty decent. At least he got a job like as soon as he kind of graduated his apprenticeship. He didn't have to wait around like Eloise did. So good for him. And you know what, the ambience, this is actually so nice, but the ambience of the bakery is finally good. Like, it is improved after years of being bad, because Marie has a great relationship with Eloise. Eloise has a great relationship with Nathan, and it seems as though everyone generally kind of gets along, so the ambience is really good. Oh, look at this, guys. Okay, I didn't realize this. Silly me. I didn't realize this, but apparently if you hover over this, it kind of tells you who's causing the problems in a lot of ways, I feel like. Yeah. Oh, this is so cool. It tells you the links to the relationships, like, without having to go in and into their, like, page and check their relationships. Like, I don't have to click on him and check his relationships to see what's going on. You can kind of hover and it gives you an overview of where this ambience is coming from. So basically, Marie and Emmerich are pulling down the ambience of the workplace, but Nathan and Eloise are the ones keeping it up. And Eloise the most, like, she's doing so well that it's kind of helping us, like, helping out quite a bit. My goodness, sometimes I can't speak. I'm just really fascinated by this because I didn't realize beforehand. So, like, with Marie, we see that her relationship with Emmerich is not that good, so it takes her, like, 7% more time to get things done with him whenever she has to work with him. But with her daughter, it's so good that it takes her minus 5% time to actually get things going, to, like, make the bread. She works really fast with her daughter, basically. With Nathan, he's got such a good relationship with Eloise. Whenever he has to work with her, he gets things going really quickly. Everyone seems to love Eloise. And then, yeah, with Emmerich, he doesn't like working with Marie. It slows down things. But with Eloise, it's really fast. And then Eloise is so nice. She gets along well with, like, everyone, which is exactly what we want to see. And she works really fast with everyone. Oh, that's amazing. That makes me really, really happy. How fascinating. I'm gonna keep an eye on that in the future. I didn't even realize it was a thing, because I've just never bothered to, like, hover over there. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep saving up our... Oh wait, no, hold on. Since Nathan is of age and Margaret is single and they're both, like, residents of Lakeburg, I think Margaret is going to maybe, brave up a little bit and ask Nathan on a date, and they'll see how that goes. So let's actually get Margaret and Nathan to go on a date. See what becomes of them. So they have average affinity. Okay. And I love that Nathan's funny trait cancels out Margaret's mean trait by 3%. So let's send them out and see what happens over here. Okay, they're starting off at the lake in a boat ride. We can ask Nathan for his opinion on divinatory pseudosciences, or we can say no cuddles before the third date, minimum. We'll go for no cuddles. What do you know? Nathan isn't very tactile either. It's possible to be happy without rubbing one's sweat and germs onto someone else's skin, Okay, and then we're going to be at the inn. We can say that, we can worry about books corrupting the young, or we can criticize dancing, dances, and every other activity involving moving in rhythm. We're going to criticize dancing. Nathan will certainly not ask Margaret to come with her to her Sunday dancing lesson. Okay? And then we are at the Hill by Moonlight. We can either say muscles are the true pinnacle of human evolution or try and attend to the next public execution together. We'll go for the public execution, and goodness gracious, Nathan finds this invitation anything but romantic. I think it's gonna be a match though. It is a match! Okay, it is a match, guys. And they're in a loveless marriage with average affinity, but you know what? I feel like Nathan's kind of winning in life, no? Like literally, he just became a young adult. He got a job at the bakery straight away. He didn't even have to stay homeless because he got married straight away. I feel like he's kind of winning in life, guys. I don't know. There's something going on over here. Okay, so Nathan, he is now part of the Taylor family. Okay, and I'm curious, but where is the Taylor family? They're all the way here. I'm curious though, but like, what's their percentage? They have a 6% chance of having a baby. Okay, I was just fascinated, you know? I was a bit fascinated. Okay, so there's that. And then Esmeralda and Manon, they're going to be giving us wait, hold on. It says 3 months here. Didn't it say 19 days, or did I miss out the months? Were the months hiding? But okay, 3 months apparently, it's saying now, for the Winterbourne family. And for... who was the other family? The Ashendale family, 3 months and 1 day. Okay, so their babies are going to be born like at the exact same time. Fascinating. Very fascinating. Okay, well that is fine. That is fine. Let's continue. Let's continue gathering more resources. Oh. Jeez, those babies were born so quick. Okay, so our population's going up, which means we have another opening at the rodent nest. Nice to know, nice to know. Okay, let's take a look. Let's back up a little bit and take a look. Now, it seems as though Christoph and Chris, well, isn't that confusing? Christoph and Chris, our two Masons. Since when is, oh well, no, yeah, I was gonna say, since when is Christoph a Mason? But no, we recently got him a job as a Mason. We opened up, like, we expanded the Mason's workshop, so, oh great. These two have not been making a good impression on each other. They're probably gonna become rivals. That is so not gonna help the ambience of the workshop. It's already bad right now. Everyone hates working with each other. But Theodora seems to be the biggest problem. Look at her. It's like plus 21% production time. That means she takes the longest to work with everyone because she's probably procrastinating and doesn't want to socialize with them. My goodness. Brynja, he likes working with Chris because they're, I think, best friends. Obviously doesn't like working with, Theodora. Theodora hates working with Brynja and Chris. She doesn't have an opinion on Christoph. Chris loves working with Brynja, doesn't like working with Theodora and Christoph. Jeez. And then Christoph has a problem with Chris. Right. Okay, good to know. So there is that. Meanwhile, the Winterbourne family are madly in love. So even though Christoph is having trouble at work right now, he is so excited for his baby. He's excited to be with his wife. And then the rodent nest just got bigger. Our health's gone down a bit. So yeah, our villagers might have a chance of developing cholera, which is not nice. But the Ashendale family welcomed in Wolfgang. So little baby Wolfgang. This is a boy who has an excellent relationship with his parents. He has gone completely on his father. He's got his father's hair, his father's eyes, and his father's skin. Like, wow. But he's a proud little baby. Look at this! Potential chancellor and blacksmith. We need this kind of stuff. But he's an intelligent baby. In terms of his preferences, he likes public executions, fishing, and reading, just like silver and gold divination and cuddles. And then we also have, I'll keep his name, Wolfgang Ashendale. And then we had the birth of little baby Joanne. So Joanne Winterbourne. Now Joanne, I might change her name. Calanth? I don't know, do I want Calanth? Calanth Winterbourne? I think I'll do Calanth. It sounds It sounds cool. I like it. I like it. Okay, Calanth Winterborn is a glutton. A little girl. So the Winterborn name is passing on, which is great. She seems to have her mother's... Actually, she has gone completely on her mother. She's got her mother's hair, her mother's skin, and her mother's eyes. Interesting. So Wolfgang took... he's taken his appearance after his father. Calanth has taken her entire appearance after her mother. I mean, hey, fair. She seems like a crafty girl. Okay, and let's see. Seamstress. Okay, so she's more interested in being a seamstress. But yes, she's a little glutton. Her preferences, she likes treats, public executions, and fashion, and she dislikes fishing, mussels, and cuddles. She has a good relationship with her father, but an average one with her mother. Okay, so even though she looks like Mother Dearest, she is her father's girl. Well, that was actually quite nice. We had a surprising little bit of growth, which I'm glad for, because I think it's gonna be... Yeah, we've got a while till we can recruit some more. We've got 9 months. So I think we actually needed, we needed to have more babies. And before we kind of wrap up, I do want to go through the different households and show you guys kind of what I was looking at, just to see where we might have a chance to have, more offspring. But in this household, it doesn't really matter because there's no opening. I want to focus on the households that do have an opening. So the Olwen family, they have a 0% chance of having a baby. A 0% chance. Even though their relationship is, they've got 100% love, but I think age plays a factor. Beatrice is 58, Slavomir is 49. Their traits and their age, it's not really helping. They don't have a desire, so yeah, they've got a 0% chance of having a child. The same for the Bonnet family. So Marie and Brynja are not having any more kids. They don't have any desire to. And they're quite up there in age. I mean, she's 53, he's 52. We have an empty household, of course. The Frost family, they do actually want to have a child. So Anne and Valerius, they have a good, affinity. Relationship's going well. But yeah, they are in love, and I think they do want a kid. They have a 7% chance, which is actually not that bad of having a baby. Anne is 51 years old. I think it helps maybe that Valerius is so young. I seriously hope they do have a baby. I really wish they would have a baby because I want Anne to, just out of curiosity. But yeah, I want Anne to pass on that Frost family name. I really do. If Colette can do it, so can you, Anne. Actually, that's gonna be really funny, isn't it? If they both had kids in their 50s, because Colette is Valerius's mother. And then his wife would be having a baby close to the time his mother has a baby. Fascinating, the way things go round and round. And then with the Morrow family, they have an insignificant wish to have a child. So they only have a 1% chance. Have they never had a kid? Have they never... Hold on a second. Had a kid. No, they have. I'm so sorry, Nathan. But yeah, they had Nathan. So after Nathan, I mean, they've got a slot now. I think they've wanted to have children in the past, but they didn't have room. Now they could, but they've only got a 1% chance. They are up there in age. Elfrida's 44, Hubert's 49. We don't have space in this household, or in this household, or in this household, or in this household, or in this one. The Fitzroy family, they do have space. They've got an insignificant wish, so they only have a 3% chance. Emelina is 33, Rowan is 41. I mean, they're not that old. They're decently young. This family obviously doesn't have room. Now, the Bonnet family, they want a baby. They have a 13% chance, which is actually very high because both of them are super young. Eloise is 22, Chris is 25. The Taylor family want a baby. They have a 6% chance, and both of them are very young as well. Margaret's 22 and Nathan's 18. So, yeah, they have a good chance. The Ashendale just had a little baby. And that's pretty much all we have for the households. So there's a few we might still get some offspring from. Okay guys, well, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.